Hello folks, here's just a quick video to show you how to start up my Dash 8 series. You may have came here from the workshop, from the video that I linked on my creations, or maybe you're just continuing watching subscriber. If you're new, please consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it very much, and let's get on with the video. So, as you likely have seen in the title of this video, I will be showing you how to start up my Dash 8 series. Now, this works for all four variants, the 100, 200, 300, and which is shown right here, the 400 version. The 400 may be a little more complicated to get started because it has a larger propeller to turn, but it's still very, very easy. So you want to start up by opening the door like that. It will open in one click, and then you can put this stair down by holding that down. Don't worry about putting the stair back up before you close it, because it will do that automatically. So opening up the door, getting on the ladder. It may do that a couple of times, but you can always no-clip up to. Alright, so coming in here, you can close the door once again just by pressing that button there, and you are inside of the plane. You're going to find your cockpit through this door here, and once you're in the cockpit, you can sit in the pilot seat. The next thing you're going to want to do is turn on battery 1. Battery 1 is going to power your essential instruments, it's going to power your backlighting, and most importantly, it's going to power the button to start your APU. It's also going to allow for you to power the lights in the cabin without the APU on. Just be mindful that it is one small battery powering this, so it won't run all the lights for too long. Next, you're going to want to turn on battery 2. That is going to crank the APU, and then press the APU button to start the APU. Once the APU is turned up a decent amount, you can turn on the APU generator and turn off both batteries. Now we're running off of diesel power, off of the APU. And if you click tab and go into third person, it's a little bit of a small hangar, but you can see the exhaust coming out of the rear of the plane there. The next thing you're going to want to do is turn on the APU bleed. This is going to allow you to start up your engines. So hold down the engine 1 start button until that top left gauge cranks up to its highest. Stabilize at 296 RPM, and you can see that engine is now cranked. So you're going to want to go ahead and give it a little bit of throttle. 13 is the minimum. And make sure you do not touch the propeller angle yet, because then you will start to do a spin in the hangar. So right now we have one engine running. You want to keep your APU on until you get both engines running, just for safety precautions. So now I'm going to hold down engine 2 start, and that is going to start the engine faster. But if you need it to start up faster, you can just give it full throttle for a few seconds and then put it back. So that will basically get the engine a little bit of a head start. And you can see now both of my engines are spooled up. So you're going to want to gently ease into that propeller angle there. You should start to move. If you're not comfortable with going too fast, that is okay. So you also got to be careful of the wing and where it is. Next thing you're going to want to do is turn off your APU. You can turn on the engine generators and your hydraulics. That gives power to your front wheels. And then since your engines are started, you can turn off your APU bleed. Next, turn off your APU. So now you are just running off of the engine's power. Now you can turn off the APU generator because it's not going to do anything anymore. And now you're all started up. Now I'm just going to give you a brief tutorial on how to get in the air. Spacebar does the rear brakes. Just do not hold that down if you're going too fast. Because of how the landing gear is designed, it will collapse if you're going too fast and you hit the brakes. Number 1 is the front brakes. It does not steer whenever you have that on, or at least nowhere good. Holding down 2 will change propeller angle. This is for after landing and you need to slow down. Holding down 2 will put it into reverse like that. Let me know in the comments if there's any updates you want to see to this plane, because I would love to get the comments to fix any of my mistakes. Full throttle there. And we should start backing up here. Yes, we are. We're in position we can set the parking brake, the front wheel. Now, since this runway is pretty short, we're going to need to do a static takeoff. That is where you hold down your brake and then spool up the engines to full and then release up the parking brake. So just hit your flaps to do that. They're not that functional, but they are in the back wing there. So I'm going to click the toga button. That will give me full throttle. And then I will click 1 to release my parking brake once they're spooled up. And parking brake is off. They're spooled up and rolling down the runway. Left and right arrows is your yaw, and you can just use WASD to control the plane. We are now in the air. If you need to pull up your landing gear, you can do so by opening the landing gear doors, retracting the landing gear, and then closing the landing gear doors. If you have problems with the front landing gear door not closing, then just yank the plane up like that and then violently back down. That should put enough structural load on the airplane to make it close and force it closed. One other thing that's pretty well lit, but I'm gonna reduce my throttle here. One other thing I want to show you is the speed hold. Now you can select a number to maintain its in knots, so that is in knots there. This is kilometers per hour, and that is Mach 0.2, so 19% of the speed of Mach, which is the speed of sound. So let's say I want to go to 140 knots. We're at 130 now. If I press the speed hold, it's going to bring me up to 140. You may find it cycling for a few minutes. It may go over and then shut the engines off and then it's pulling back up. But as long as you're facing straight, they should not do that, and it should regulate the throttle pretty good. As long as you're not pulling up too hard or on descent, then your throttle shouldn't go up, down, up, down, up, down. It should stabilize pretty quickly like it is right now. Better not fly into that tornado. One problem that this plane has is with the gyro, and I don't know how to fix it. If you know how to, please leave it in the comments. Basically, press the gyro button, right? The plane either banks a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. Now the gyro likes to make the airplane pull up a little bit. It's with all planes. But just by nosing down, it changes directions on which way it turns. So if you just leave it AFK like this, you'll over time just do a whole bunch of little circles, or big wide circles. And I don't know how to fix that. My other planes, my DRA series, they have the same problem. I think it's a little bit worse on them than it is on this, but I don't know how to fix it. A little bit of a lighting tutorial, navigation lights. They do the flashing lights at the tip of the wings. Our landing lights is those lights there, and I think the landing lights in the rear, landing gear. There we go. That's landing lights there. And the taxi lights, that's just on the front landing gear for when you're taxiing. The cabin lights, just do these lights. The longer the plane gets, the less the lights there are. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to update the plane soon. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, if you enjoy, please like the video, comment down any thoughts or suggestions, and if you're new, please subscribe for more content. Thanks for checking out my build, if you did. If not, then thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.